this might be a good time to mention this special little berry that they have in the Pacific Northwest that cannot be cultivated and only grows wild. And it contains the magical aroma and flavors of the Pacific Northwest, all wrapped up in one delicious, sweet little berry called huckleberry. And this here lemonade is a huckleberry lemonade. And it is fucking delicious. We got huckleberry pies, we got huckleberry jam, we got huckleberry everything out here. Life is just getting better every day. There's a change in effect that takes place after you've been just living out in nature, in the forest, every day and every night. After 2 weeks now, it really helps you to become so much more grounded, and there's this closeness to life. Like, I don't need to be doing anything right now. The sun has just come up. The land is rejoicing with the warmth after a dark, cold night. And just being with the land and celebrating the sun, just listening to the flow of the river, you know, that's enough. And it doesn't even matter all the other things, all the other desires, pursuits, and ambitions. All that matters right now is just being like a flower, just rejoicing in the sunlight and cherishing, celebrating this moment of life. Nature is life. And the more closely that we live with her and more in harmony we live with her rhythms, the more rich we experience life. I truly believe that so much of what we might seek medications for or therapy for, or so much of our problems and issues, if we would just spend more time in nature and experience stillness and silence long enough in nature to ground you and reset you and remind you to just put all the bullshit aside and be able to appreciate the breath that is in your body now. That's why we go out into nature, so that we can commune with that place of stillness and silence within ourselves. Well, today we are going to be leaving Wallowa, Oregon, and heading into Idaho, over to the Clearwater River, and take Highway 95 due east to our campground, our free camping for the night. Today we are going about 130 miles, and it's estimated to take us 2.5 hours. It'll probably take us closer to 3.5 to 4, because I stop a lot and I like to go into places probably like Lewiston, and I'll have lunch. All right, let's get on the road.
Yesterday there was sun and there was rain, beauty in the mundane. And as the light startled our eyes, we let go of disguise. And now there's something in the air, and a sparkly shimmer on our skin, restoring everything within. Dreamy, breezy, we go. Easy, easy on our tiptoes, undercover agents of the other, beyond gravel, beyond all. Hand in hand, building castles out of sand, reaching for the grand. As willows align, we lose track of
explosive fan of Nez Perce. Winter was a time to remember the past and to restore spiritual balance to the individual and the community.
Easy, easy on our tiptoes, undercover agents of the other, beyond gravel, beyond road. Dreamy, breezy we go. Easy, easy on our tiptoes, undercover agents of the other, beyond gravel, beyond road.
All right, guys, we are here in Clarkston, Washington, just on the other side of the river from Idaho. On this side is Clarkston, and on the other side is Lewiston. And we're stopping to do some laundry. And when I walked into this place, I was like, oh my god, what a shithole. This place could use some major maintenance, but I actually really like it. I like it because as soon as I walked in and I saw these conditions, I immediately knew I was going to find a place to be able to recharge my gear. And that's exactly what I need, folks. I desperately need a place to recharge all of my gear. And that's what I'm doing. Aw, yeah. Okay, here we are at our next campsite on the Hog River. And this is called Upper Hog River. So just went in and had a little bath at the river here. And it was cold. But so refreshing, huh? And this is us tonight. This is our campsite. I got here and I noticed there were signs that said no overnight camping, but yet I've seen online people said that they've camped here in this spot many times with no problems. So we will see. We are here in Orofino, Idaho, and I made it to this canoe park. And this canoe park is actually an ancient site of a village of mound homes, which are homes that they would make mounds and they would build down, they would dig down and make their homes into the earth for added insulation. And then they would have ridge poles with hides and tule mats covering them, similar to the teepee or wikia. However, this site had been abandoned for a long time. By the time Lewis and Clark came here, sometime between 1803 and 1806, this site had already been abandoned. The Nez Perce brought them here and told them that this would be a good place to set up camp to start building canoes. This is a very important place in the Lewis and Clark story, because from here, the Lewis and Clark expedition went from being a very arduous overland expedition to, from here, they had canoes and they entered the waterways here at the Clearwater River, and they followed the rivers all the way to the Pacific. And the Nez Perce helped them here. By the time they came here, the Lewis and Clark expedition was about 36 people. They were starving so much that when the Nez Perce fed them, they were sick for days afterwards because they ate so much. And they continued to work to build these dugout canoes. But this is another important historical site for both the Nez Perce people and the Lewis and Clark expedition. Well, I came into Orofino and I just felt like there was something not right about my route. I felt like I was missing something, or then I just felt like something wasn't right. And then I kept on talking to people who told me about Elk River and Ste. Marie. So I went to the library, got some work done for my customers, which makes them happy. And then I got back out on the road here and decided to go to Elk River and Ste. Marie. Tonight will be Elk River, tomorrow will be Ste. Marie. And I was told that at Elk River, they have huckleberry ice cream. And that was pretty much what did it for me. When I heard the words huckleberry ice cream, yeah, that did it. That was all I needed to hear. And we're going. We're already halfway there. We saw a little herd of cows hanging out in the road, and they were just about as surprised to see me as I was to see them. And that bull there was a bull with him, and he was looking at me like, I got your number. I could take this Royal Enfield Himalayan. But we put it into third gear and we flew past them and warned the drivers ahead to go slow as they were approaching the cattle. But I just have a feeling like that's just the way it is up here, folks. We're gonna come around one of these corners any minute, and there's gonna be a fucking Sasquatch. It's gonna be Bigfoot. I'm waiting for it, man. I'm waiting for it. Oh shit, there he is! Well, I just walked up the road a little way and just found this little area. And this area is cool. This is gonna be a much nicer camp spot. And there's even this trail. And I have no idea where this trail goes, but I can hear some water, and I know the creek is in this general direction. So I figured I'd invite you to come along with me into this enchanted forest. I mean, look at this. This is gorgeous. Look where we are. We are deep in the woods. Wow, you guys, look at this. This is really beautiful. Look what I just found. How cool is this? I mean, this is your own little slice of heaven, folks. This is your own little piece of Idaho. That's right. I'm up here in my own little Idaho, and look what I got. Look what I got. We got the pepper gel, pepper spray. Just in case we run into anything too nasty out here. Bears or moose or feminists. Then, if they come too close, they're gonna get it. So yesterday, I was gonna wash down Wolf at the coin-op self-service car wash in Orofino. And the folk there in Orofino, when I told them I was gonna go wash my motorcycle, they kind of looked at me like I was crazy, and they said, why? And you know what? When they said it like that, I had to ask the same question. I mean, we're in Idaho, folks. We're going to be off-roading it. We're going to be getting dirty. We're getting out here. And I'll tell you what, we've already gone about 40 miles since then. And I think she looks great. Ain't she pretty? So would you mind telling me what a blurry is?
No, it is homemade huckleberry ice cream in a circle. And then we put a piece of huckleberry pie down the middle. And then we put this huckleberry hard sauce that we make here at the lodge on top of that. And then whipped cream, and then just a tiny bit more syrup, and then we use the crust as a garnish. It's amazing. Top seller.
Here we go, folks. Oh, man. While I was at the Huckleberry ice cream store in Elk River, I was so distracted by the huckleberry ice cream and by this giant cedar tree that's out here somewhere that I forgot to get water. See, one of my water bottles fell off the bike yesterday, so I only had the other one. That other one only lasted me last night, and I was supposed to get more water when I came into Elk River today, but I forgot. Luckily, we got our life straw right here, and there is a creek down here, so we're gonna go have a drink. Here we are. This is the giant western red cedar, and it's approximately 18 feet in diameter and 177 feet tall. That's taller than a 16-story building. This giant tree is estimated to be more than 3,000 years old. 3,000 years old, you guys. This tree has been here since the time of the pyramids. I mean, it's pretty much impossible to cognize and understand how old this tree is. 3,000 years old. This tree has been here throughout everything, throughout the entire history, modern history of mankind, pretty much. This tree was here when modern human civilization was in total infancy. And this tree was here for the ancient tribes of this land, the ancestors of tribes like the Nez Perce. It feels really good under this tree. I really like to be here, even though the flies and other insects won't really give me a break. Ah, this is nice. I could just spend the rest of my day right here with this tree. All right, we're walking out of this cedar forest. Have you ever just wanted to stay with a tree forever? I think I just fell in love with a tree.